the NBA on EA Sports, and this is Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. We're ready for tip-off, and these fans are as well. It's their home team getting set to match up with the Los Angeles Lakers. Hi, everyone. Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, you look at the Clippers coming into play. They're rested. They're ready to go. And they'll have home court advantage to begin here in games 1 and 2.
And I'll tell you what, I am looking forward to this series right here. This is going to be a dogfight. We got a couple of teams that match up very well. I can see this one going to length. Yes, 7 games. That's how even these teams are.
Can't connect. Defense did its job that time. George picked up by Schroeder. To Beverly. Leonard. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. It's no good. Great defense.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning the ankle on that landing.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Paul George. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
I'm hearing some boos from the crowd. They know just like I know you're not getting back on D.
It's good. And 1.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Free throw good to finish off the three-point play. The lead is up to 5. Leonard to Beverly. And the Lakers able to grab the rebound. Here's Schroeder with it. Up 5. To Kyle Kuzma. James to Kyle Kuzma. Here's James with a chance. Gets a look. Can't hit.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
PG lets it fly. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Leads 5. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. James to Kyle Kuzma. Scores from the post.
This has been a good first quarter for him so far. That wasn't an easy shot, but he was able to knock it down and add to their lead.
Clippers have the basketball. Here comes the screen. George to Leonard. Add 2 points to the board.
There's nothing the defense could really have done there. That's just a great shot.
Schroeder with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Nothing going here on that drive. Schroeder to Kyle Kuzma. 5 to shoot for Los Angeles. Able to convert inside. Beverly into the front court. Right now, down 7. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Kyle Kuzma snatching it out of the air.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
And Kawhi Leonard, good on the quick release there.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose a dagger with the three.
Here's LeBron for two. Not that time.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance, they're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
To George. Here's a chance from long range. His first effort off the mark.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior
The 2021 NBA Playoffs 3-round games and highlights will be coming up next on Sports Grooving 2021.
Paul George to Leonard. Nothing going here on that drive. From the painted area, won't go down. Anthony Davis with the block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
LeBron James. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field. Jay, what makes LeBron so special on the offensive end?
Well, first and foremost, look at that frame. 6'9", 265 pounds with the agilities of a guard. He can blow by you. If he dips that shoulder, there's no way. There is nobody in the NBA that can guard that man one-on-one.
Series is now tied at 3-3 between New York Knicks and Philadelphia 76ers in the 2021 NBA Playoffs 2-round season 8 games.
Shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
LBJ has it. From the outside, no good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Kawhi Leonard, 4 out of 7.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Across the timeline comes James. Leads 1. To Davis. To Caldwell Pope. It was right there. Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Paul George. Off the assist.
These two teams are matching basket for basket. If the pace of the game is going to be like this, I need to start stretching.
LeBron into the front court. Down a point. Caldwell Pope to James. To Kyle Kuzma. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down. Timeout called here by the Clippers as they'll talk things over in a one-point basketball game. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Leonard to George. And scores. Strong take.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Here's Schroeder with it. 14-13 our score. It's a one-point game. Here comes the screen. LeBron James, guarded by Patterson. Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
Kuzma. To J.R. Smith. Lakers down to 4 in the shot clock. Schroeder to Kyle Kuzma. Fires the three. Good contest. Made it tough for Kuzma. Beverly into the front court. His team up by 1. Here comes the screen. Runner's good there. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively, he makes those clutch shots. It re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
To Beverly. George can't go down. Smothering defense. Smith with the basketball. They trail by 1. Drive from the baseline, but it won't go down. Leonard to Paul George. Kyle Kuzma able to recover with the block.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Knocked loose. Patrick Patterson sends it away.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Paul George fires. Paul George, tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
LeBron into the front court. They're down 3. And he's fouled. Davis going to the line for 2.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Knocks down the first. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Beverly into the front court. Leads just a point. LA with 4 to shoot. Hauled in by James. To J.R. Smith. They'll get it down to Davis. Anthony Davis. 2 for 3 now here in the first. AD, is he a new age big?
Easy answer is yes. He is Mr. Versatility. He can do everything on both the offensive and the defensive end. He can fight the post, battle for position. He can protect the rim. Plus, if you switch, he can guard guards on the perimeter. That's what you love about AD. You need something, he has an answer for you.
Now the Lakers are going to call a timeout as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. James to J.R. Smith. To James. Short jumper off the mark. To Leonard. Deep right corner. Beverly. He engulfed him that time.
Oftentimes, one of the ways to negate one of the best shooters in the game is to make him work off the ball. By making him work, you're taking his legs away from that shot.
Here comes the screen. LeBron James up against Patterson. And the Clippers able to clear the board. Beverly into the front court. They can get a 2-for-1 if they play this right. Nice pass to get things going.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Oh, I had him going there for a second. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Kawhi Leonard in a matchup with Quinn Cook. Just inside the arc, at the buzzer. We've reached the end of the first quarter here in Game 1. Jay and I return in a moment. This is the Western Conference Finals on EA Sports. Second quarter is set to start. Neither team set the tone to start this one. Jay, do you expect that to change?
And we're exceeding the speed limit. These guys are playing fast, and the thing I love about it the most, there's entertainment in this game. Guys are looking away after they shoot the ball. Guys are clapping. Guys are energetic. This is why you love this sport.
Here's Leonard for two. Shot won't go.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Leonard to Marcus Morris. Down to 5 on the 24. Leonard knocks down the three.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Cook to bring it into the front court. They trail by 2. The pass taken away by the Clippers.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
And scores.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Lakers have the controls right now. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Layup goes down. Well done.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
They go down to Davis. Doesn't get the bounce.
And this happens all the time in this league. Sometimes offensively, you're tired. It's one of those type of nights. You combine that with the fact that the defense is hungry and active and contesting everything, that's why shots aren't dropping.
Now the Lakers going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. To Davis. Using the post to his advantage there and the finish at the rim.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Paul George, he's 3 for 7.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
To Davis. Won't go. Beverly into the front court. His team on top by 8. To George. Ibaka. Able to convert inside.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Los Angeles, they have it. To Davis. Anthony Davis. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Beverly. Leonard. He continues to shoot it well from beyond the arc. That's 4 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and confidence comes from discipline and training. You can tell that kid's been putting in the time in the gym.
Knocked loose. Clippers have got it. To Beverly. Nice pass to set things up.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way.
It's Cook with the basketball. His guys currently down by 13. To Paul George. Wide open look, won't go. Kuzma against George. From the painted area, won't go down. It's LA Clippers ball. Beverly to Marcus Morris. Lays it up and in.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Shot from in close, no good. Beverly into the front court. His guys up by 15. Finish that. Kuzma. To Davis, down low. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Beverly into the front court. His team on top by 13. To George. Strong finish for Paul George.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Schroeder. Beverly into the front court. The lead is 15. To Luke Kennard. Beverly. Lakers ball. Caldwell Pope to Davis. Can't miss those.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like the mere presence of him in the paint was enough to throw off the concentration of the guy trying to drop the layup in.
Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Patrick Beverly, 3 for 6 now.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
LeBron with it up top. His guys down big. Schroeder to James. Here comes the screen. James. Offensive rebound. Serge Ibaka with a piece.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
To Luke Kennard. Leonard to Luke Kennard. Andre Drummond rejects it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
To Schroeder. And count the basket.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Leonard to Beverly. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Marcus Morris. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. James into the front court. Trailing by 15. To Caldwell Pope. Dennis Schroeder. Missed it. Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Leonard. Down low George. Anthony Davis swats it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Paul George, 4-2. Deep 2 there, won't go. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Down by 15. To James. Curling inside. He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximum effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
Misses the first. Missed the second. 0 for 2. Into the front court comes Rondo. Looking to make something happen. Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. Can't connect from in close. Nice follow-up on the dunk there. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
To Leonard. They get it to George. Down low. And the Lakers with the rebound. Across the timeline comes James. His guys trail by 13. Knocked loose. LA Clippers with the basketball. And throws it down.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Davis to Schroeder. Davis to Caldwell Pope. 4-3. Nobody even close. Count the basket for Caldwell Pope.
Great shot by the offense. But the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
To Paul George. Here comes the screen. To Leonard. Jumper's good.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Rondo, guarded by Schroeder. Here comes the screen. Leonard to Ibaka. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
LeBron into the front court. Trailing by 14 to Davis. Scores from the post.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Leonard to George. Off the mark. Schroeder with the basketball. Down 12 to Davis. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Clippers have the basketball. To Leonard. Not that time. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Here's Schroeder with it. Down a dozen. Down low for Davis. Not done yet. Bizarre shot right there. Shot's no good. And that's going to be out of bounds off of George. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. That misses with 3 seconds left. It's halftime here in Game 1. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
It's Jalen Rose, and I've got your EA Sports Halftime Report. The Clippers will start the second half with a decent lead. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Lakers are in need of some changes at the half. Of course, they still have 2 quarters to turn things around, but it won't happen without making some adjustments. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game track. Assists.
The Los Angeles Lakers struggle to play the angles, and it allowed too many passing lanes to exist. However, some credit has to go to their opponents for the way they move the ball. They've been taking advantage of the situation.
Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard was lighting up the scoreboard in the first half, and I'm not sure the defense will be able to figure out what it'll take to slow him down. He looks like he's in a zone.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this, except that he fits the title of this segment? He was definitely cold in that first half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
LBJ. To Davis. Whoa, what a finish. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Over to the right side. George to Leonard. Beverly. He was all over it.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Leonard to Paul George. And he scores. Unguardable, Jay.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Schroeder to James. He's on the deck. Great sacrifice. Leonard to Beverly. Here comes the screen. Beverly to Leonard. The pass taken away by the Lakers.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
To the rim, lays it up and in.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
James to Davis. Kicks it outside. It's James. Offensive board. Serge Ibaka pins it. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers. Knocked loose. Clippers have it. Oh, emphatic slam.
I know there's that old saying that says 1 man can't beat 5, but we're watching 1 man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Kawhi Leonard tips it.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Los Angeles has the basketball. Surveys the floor. Anthony Davis sends it away.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Down a bundle. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Screen coming to George. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim. No good.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Strong finish for Paul George.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
like some substitutions are coming on in. Oh, Dennis Schroeder, 3 for 6 now.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
Bread and butter, and there are few that can do it better off the screen.
To Kyle Kuzma. No, I missed a short one there. It's LA Clippers ball. Beverly to Leonard. Short jumper misses. To Schroeder. Good look that time, but off the mark. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Leonard. Rare miss the way he's been shooting. Shot's no good.
In the first half, he pretty much made every single shot. It was magical to watch. But now that you have drawn so much attention, try to get your teammates more involved.
Beverly into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Leonard. Serge Ibaka slams it down. Gotta love the rim rockers.
Gotta be careful, though. Don't hang on the rim too long. You might get a tee.
The pass taken away by the Clippers. Trying to cash in. Patrick Beverly. 4 out of 10.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Schroeder to Davis. Off the assist.
But most importantly, you have to keep the ball moving. Maybe run some floppy sets, some horn sets. Raise those bigs up, which open up the lane, and let them be the passers to make plays easier for the guards.
Leonard to Ibaka. And a throwdown.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
Lakers at the controls right now. To Davis. Has a chance. Powell can't connect. Beverly into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Paul George to Leonard. Beverly. That's off the side of the rim, short. Davis to Kyle Kuzma. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
I don't know what the point of you having a scouting report is if you don't utilize it. You're allowing him to get to positions on the floor where you know he feels most comfortable. Make it a challenge for him by making him do something uncomfortable.
Deep 2 there. Won't go. To Caldwell Pope. To Davis. Deep left corner. Caldwell Pope to Davis. Knocks it down off the step back.
The versatility of Anthony Davis makes him one of the most special players in the league today. He can score on you with his back to the basket, but if you also leave him open on the perimeter, he's going to knock that down with ease.
New blood coming in for both sides. Leonard. Kyle Kuzma, huge block.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He's got 2 shots coming. For his career, 78% at the line. First one, count it. And gets both to drop at the line.
Shot, bro.
Curling inside. The screen sets him up for 2.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Rebounds taken down by Leonard. To Leonard. Terrific vision. Nikola Batum. Better late than never. That was his first shot, and it goes down.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Schroeder to Davis. He gets it.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Rajon Rondo at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. He wants this number up. 60% career free throw shooter. Free throws good as they continue to widen their lead. Los Angeles, they have it. To Davis. And it's Leonard there to clear the rebound. Rondo into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Leonard. Had a chance, but it's no good. Smith with it up top. His guys down big. Caldwell-Pope to Davis. Kawhi Leonard snatching it out of the air. The big fella, Andre Drummond. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Leonard. Oh, nice find for the basket.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
To Davis. Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Leonard. Passed it off.
I agree. I thought there was a foul, but also it's all about your approach. You can't come down the lane and jump off one leg. It's called a power lift. Go off 2 legs and expect the contact.
Leonard. Five seconds to shoot. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive round.
The quarter comes to an end, and a nice advantage right now for the Clippers. The Clippers with the basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. And this one, Jay, not totally in the win column yet. But with a double-digit lead, you have to like their chances.
I love when I start seeing fans exit the arena so early in this game, and I hear people say, this one should be in the bag. Well, guess what? It's never a guarantee. You have to be careful not to slow down the pace of the game to take the air out of the basketball. You have to put your foot on the gas and try to win this game with a sense of urgency.
LeBron into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Drummond. The big fella, Andre Drummond. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
There's no better feeling after a game, after you had 25-plus assists and you won the game, and everybody recognizes that it's time for their bank accounts to get rewarded.
It's LeBron with the rebound. Cook to bring it into the front court. Trailing by 15 to J.R. Smith. Here comes the screen. James. And he throws it down. Andre Drummond with the slam. Good luck keeping up with that.
Did you see that jump? It was as quick as a pogo stick.
Batum to Leonard. Got it from the line. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. To Batum. Anthony Davis with the block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Great feed. Sets it up. Shot clock. It's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. No good. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Easy path to the rim.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Noah, guarded by Morris. Here comes the screen. Leonard to Marcus Morris. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Oh, he was wide open. It's not going to be pretty when they watch the video. Someone's getting chewed out.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Baseline drive, but he can't finish. Beverly goes to the left side. To Leonard. Wide open look, won't go.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Leonard to Beverly. Batum. Offensive board. Anthony Davis able to recover with the block.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
To James. And he's going to the free throw line.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
LeBron James at the line for 2 shots. He's struggled so far. First free throw is good. Able to convert on both free throws. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Leonard to Ibaka. Throws it down. Jay, that's been the story this evening.
I mean, another one? Another dunk? Another easy possession? I mean, how demoralizing can this be for the team? Why am I the only one yelling? I don't see anybody on the bench yelling. I don't see anybody on the court even angry right now.
George to Leonard. To Beverly. Has a look. Beverly's shot no good.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Count the bucket for 2.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to cement his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
Ball's tied up. Neither player wants to give it up. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Caldwell Pope to James. Trying to cash in with the step back.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Clippers have the basketball. To Paul George. Kawhi Leonard. Here again, Schroeder. Andre Drummond sends it away.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Chance here for LeBron. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Ooh, I'm telling you from experience, his teammates will never let that one down.
Beverly into the front court. His team leads it by 10. To Marcus Morris. From the painted area, won't go down. To James. Schroeder. Nothing going here on that drive. It goes down.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Leonard to Marcus Morris. And he hits.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. James to Drummond, and finishes strong.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. It's LA Clippers ball. Beverly to Leonard. Won't go. Kuzma to James. Driving right to the basket. He wants it at the rim and scores.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Here comes the screen. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. Schroeder with the basketball. The deficit is 6. LeBron James wants it. And scores on the step back. Unguardable, Jay.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Paul George to Leonard. The pass set it all up.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Couldn't keep it in. Out off Paul George. Here's Schroeder with it. His guys trail now by 4. James to Kyle Kuzma. He's looking for that touch.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Leonard to Marcus Morris. George. He still can't find his range from deep. It's no good. Drummond matched up with Paul George. To Ibaka. Too much contact. And free throws coming.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just gotta let them play, ref.
Serge Ibaka, couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 76% from the line. And he connects on the first free throw. Two for 2 on that trip. LBJ with it. He's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
LeBron James has got 2 shots coming. At this juncture, he's shooting 60% from the line. And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. To Marcus Morris. Not giving up on that play. The result, a tie-up. They're set to jump it up to see who gets possession. Just a wide open look. George to Beverly. To Marcus Morris. Leonard. Jumper's good.
The reality is no one can guard a player at his level one-on-one. The help defense needs to be shown, and he needs to see a series of obstacles instead of just one individual.
Davis to James. Five to shoot for Los Angeles. Schroeder to James. Fires the three. Trying for... Look out. Anthony Davis with the slam.
Brow down, Ed, when you coming to my town.
Wow, you rhyming right there?
Obviously.
To Beverly. Leonard to Beverly. Had a good look there, but it's no good. Now the Lakers are going to call a timeout. Barring a 4-point play, this is a 2-possession game. Let's see how they decide to attack this. To Caldwell Pope. James to Caldwell Pope. To James. And the rebound taken down by the Clippers. Here's the call. Intentional foul. Referee all over it.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
And an intentional foul here in the closing moments. But it shouldn't make too much of a difference in what is now a 2-score game.
Too close to call right now. We're in clock management mode. That was a good play.
First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2. Now the Lakers going to use a timeout. It's their second and final one of the last 3 minutes. They cannot stop the clock again. Deep three at the buzzer. It's the Clippers who come away with the victory. They've jumped out in front 1 game to none in this best-of-7 series. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Clippers finished with a narrow victory on the scoreboard. You ask me, and I'll tell you, it was the ball movement that made all the difference. There's something to be said for a team that can win as a group, and that's what happened here today. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Lakers are probably frustrated with themselves after such a narrow loss. Chemistry was clearly not the issue today because they were definitely sharing the ball well. Still, everyone knows they'd rather be sharing the joy of a victory.
Game track. Three-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
Kawhi Leonard gets rewarded for the way he provided his teammates with plenty of easy baskets. His assist total is certainly indicative of his clever playmaking. Here's our top plays of the game.
The Los Angeles Clippers led Series 1-0 over Los Angeles Lakers in the 2021 NBA playoffs 3-round season 8 games.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.